Okay, hello and welcome to Branch Player's Pokemon Y. If you're watching this on the day this episode comes out, this will actually be going up on the 10th anniversary of this game's release, which is why I'm actually playing it now. I'll give a bit more of a kind of an explanation there on what I'm doing once I get into the game. So, well, in we go. Yeah, welcome to the world of Pokemon. This time we're going to be adventuring through the Kalos region, and I guess I'll just read all the text. So, welcome to the world of Pokemon. I'm Professor Sycamore of the Kalos region, so Pokemon Professor. What will this be randomized to? That is a Scolipede. I don't actually remember what he normally has here. Anyway, this world of ours is widely inhabited by creatures known as Pokemon. These mysterious creatures can be found in every corner of our world. Some run across the plains, others fly through the skies, and others yet swim deep in the oceans. We live together with these Pokemon, lending our strength to one another to live and prosper. So now we, just have her standard, hey, are you a boy or a girl? Do you, what's your name? So, we're just gonna type in as we do, and we can be on our adventure in no time at all. I say that, there's actually a little bit of text. But whatever. We'll be there soon. Okay, so with that, off we go. Also, there will be many French terms in this game. Your adventure begins now. I missed that. Go and meet many people in Pokemon, fill your life with experiences. Now let's go visit the world of Pokemon. So, this game came out October 12th, 2013. And I think it was the first time Pokemon did a global, a worldwide release on the same day. And, yeah. And this was also the first game on, this was the first Pokemon game on the 3DS. I think there was, the Dream Radar, but this was the first, actual mainline game on the 3DS. And it was also the game I bought a 3DS to play. And honestly, all these years later, I'm still glad that I did. And also, we start the game in our pajamas. We will never see these pajamas again, which is kind of a shame, because honestly, they're kind of cool pajamas. Would not have minded having those pajamas. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing through this playthrough is I'm going to be doing this as a Nuzlocke, like I've done with all my other playthroughs on the channel. And I'm just going to kind of skip through all this text, because it's just like, hey, you moved into town, go say hi to the neighbors. So, basically, I'm going to be doing this as a Nuzlocke, but the levels of the enemy trainers are boosted by 10%. My encounters won't be randomized, with a few exceptions. Static Pokemon, Gift Pokemon, Legendaries and those kinds of ones, they will be randomized. So the Pidgey on Route 2 will be randomized. Okay, welcome to Vanderbilt Town. And so now we meet Serena and Shauna, and basically it's just like, hey, he lives, Professor Sycamore lives here in the Kalos region. He has a request for 5 kids, including us, and now we're gonna get a Pokemon. So, for some reason we have to go to the next town over. I mean, at the same time, we literally see 3 houses in this entire town. Because, I assume this must be Shauna's house, right? No, that's Serena's house, so Shauna's house must be this one. Or maybe it's just some rando's house. I don't know. Either way, we can now go out onto Route 1, and we will barely see Route 1 in this game, and it's a shame, because it's a nice little route. It's a nice little route that really shows kind of just, the little 3D and the panning elements. And also, I really like the music on this route. But anyway, let's just keep going. Because now we also meet more of our supporting cast with Trevor and Tiano. Basically, Tiano likes Pokemon dancing, basically, and Trevor just wants to finish the Pokedex. And also, yeah, I'm gonna skip through this text, because realistically, let's be honest, that's not what anyone's here for. And also, it's basically just like, hey, these three characters decide what to call you. So it's just, yeah, can they please just call me by my name, preferably, rather than a bad nickname? I mean, I say that I was very much opposed to people calling me Branch for many years, and then I eventually kind of just went with it. So, now we have access to our starter Pokemon. So we have the Grass-type Pokemon Chespin, the Fire-type Fennekin, or the Water-type Froakie. So, basically, now I'm left with the choice. And honestly, the choice is obvious to me. I'm going to go with what I went with the first time I played this game 10 years ago, and I'm going with Fennekin. So we can now add Fennekin to the little thing, to the side of the screen. And what name are we going to give it? It is a male one, so I'm going to name it Apollo. Because, honestly, if it was a female one, I would have named it Amaterasu, but, you know, either way, they both have, like, the sun going on. Okay, so now, Serena will get Froakie, and Shauna will get Chespin. And, okay, I know that's a common consensus that Shauna, Trevor, and Tiano are, like, some of the worst rivals in the series. Personally, I don't even think they're rivals, they're more just, like, they're kind of recurring support characters, but I wouldn't say they're exactly rivals to you. I mean, realistically, you don't even fight Serena for a long time. I don't think we fight Serena until just before the 3rd gym. So we'll be hitting, like, close to level 30 by the time that happens. So, now, actually, before we do anything, let's have a quick look at our start Pokemon. So, we have a Brave Fennekin. That's probably about as bad as that could have possibly been in terms of nature, but you know what? It's just a normal playthrough. Like, it's not a ROM hack or anything, so I think I should be okay with suboptimal natures. But hey, we are going to get our first battle here. And in this one, I think it's in this one and in Sun and Moon, you always start with your kind of stab move. And then in Sword and Shield, you don't, but it's like you knock out Hop's Wooloo and then you get your stab move by the time the starter comes in. Either way, this fight is basically impossible to lose. I mean, you can, I assume, but you'd probably have to try to. Okay, so, with 2 Embers, we bring down Chespin. Chespin starts with Vine Whip, and Froakie probably starts with Bubble. And we will see those Pokemon throughout the game, but, you know, we obviously won't be able to get them unless we get a stroke of good luck and we find, like, a fossil that revives into one of them. Or who knows, I could walk out onto Route 2 and that Pidgey could be a Greninja. Anything could happen. Okay, so, back to town we go. Also, I should note now, I will have all of the little rules. Like, I'll have all of the rules and everything that I'm playing by in the description. Maybe I should have it as a pinned comment. I'll do it as... It will be as one or the other, maybe both. I haven't decided on that yet. So, also, basically we're just like, here's this letter, gonna go do Pokemon trainer stuff. Which is kind of weird, because now it's just like... Obviously, this is probably like a few minutes pass, as opposed to like 5 seconds, because it's like, hey, here's all your stuff. Off you go, kiddo. And, well, we will be taking a good lap around Kalos, and it will be a good... honestly, to be honest, they give you the tutorial regardless. And also, now we have to say goodbye to our pet Rhyhorn. I guess it's technically our mum's pet Rhyhorn, but whatever. Anyway, also, that is one thing I will say. Kalos mentions the sport of Rhyhorn racing, and you never got a minigame or anything with it. That's always been a little bit weird to me. But we can actually ride around on the Rhyhorn, but it can't go outside the yard, so you never really need to do it, but it's a nice little thing that they included. And also, I am forgetting something important. Oh, yeah, level caps. I will have a level cap of 12 because, well, for now I'll have a level cap of 12 because the first gym leader's ace is normally level 12. The way that I'm going to approach this will be, my level cap will be the gym leader's ace's level for the first 2 gyms before the boost is applied. After I get the second badge, it'll be whatever, it would be +1, after 4, +2, after 6, +3, and when I have all it'll be like the level cap +4. So by the time I hit the Elite 4, my level cap will be 67, assuming I make it that far. Now, I'm going to buy 1 Pokeball and just 1, because I know that the static Pokemon that is normally it's normally a scripted level 3 Pidgey that has Keen Eye, and it has 100% catch rate, so it doesn't matter what it is, you will always catch that Pokemon if you have a Pokeball and choose to catch it. and it will always appear on your second tile onto Route 2. Well, your second step in the grass, so we couldn't miss it. And we get... Yo, we get an Absol. Okay, I'm very happy about that. I will happily take an Absol. And that has pressure, okay? But now we just throw that and guarantee ourselves an Absol. Which, honestly, is both good and bad. It's good because Absol is pretty fast and it hits really hard. But it's also a glass cannon and it doesn't get many particularly good moves until a bit later on. So once I get to the next town, like once I get through the forest and into Santa Luna City, I might put it in the box and just kind of conserve it for a while, just so I can have it guaranteed to be safe for a long time. Now, the question is, what do I name this Absol? And, you know what? My brother has been playing through Fear and Hunger, and he's been basically just telling me his adventure, and I'm gonna name Absol Moonless. I know it's not quite the, you know, monster that Moonless is in that game, but, you know, we'll see how it is. And we have a minus attack nature. Okay, we have a calm Absol. We aren't off to the best start with natures, but you know what? We will be okay. And also, I should add that. There we go, fantastic. And now we get the catching tutorial. Weirdly enough, though, this catching tutorial isn't randomized, I think. Like, I don't know why, but it doesn't seem to randomize the catching tutorials in some games when it does with others. I knew this wasn't going to be randomized because I've messed around a bit with this just before I started, just to make sure everything worked. To be honest, I'm very glad that so far it hasn't done any frame drops. But hey, hopefully that will keep up, because honestly, I haven't recorded anything on a 3DS emulator before. So, yeah, hopefully the game will hold steady throughout. Also, fun fact, despite the fact that Serena will catch a Bunnelby here, and that she had a fletchling, I nearly called it a fletchender, I don't think she'll ever actually use those. But with that, the catching tutorial is done. We get, I think it's 10 Pokeballs in this game, and we can now make our way across. We can now make our way across Route 2, up through the Santa Luna Forest, and make our way on towards Santa Luna City. And, oh, we got it! Oh, we got a Caterpie! Yes! Okay, I really like a Caterpie. Okay, so, let's quickly just throw this. It shouldn't be that difficult to catch, it's just a Caterpie. Like, I'll be honest, I really like a Caterpie because it means I can get a potential Butterfree. And that is something I am very happy about the idea of having. So let's quickly add Caterpie onto here. And now the question becomes a very simple one. What do I name a male Caterpie? Because I named my female ones Violet. You know what, I'll stick with it. I think it still works. It still works. And hopefully we can keep this Caterpie living and breathing and doing well for a while. And it's jolly. I cannot catch a break with this. I cannot catch a break with natures in this early game, apparently. Now, so that isn't exactly ideal, because I don't think anyone's out here being like, yeah, the physical attacker, the physical attacking Butterfree set. I mean, to be fair, in Gen 3, it might have been the play in Gen 3. You know, back before we had the physical special split properly going on. And also, I'll be honest, when I tested this, I didn't, like, I had the first two, and then I didn't have, like, the name set out for Caterpie. So, also I'm just moving that to there, because honestly I thought it would be main kind of forest if anything, but I guess it isn't. So, yeah, this may take... So, that may just be there by itself for a little bit, but we'll definitely be keeping it on the team for a while, because I do really like Butterfree, and hopefully, well, assuming I can get it to level 10 so it'll become Butterfree. But hey, I will happily take that, and with 2 Embers, the Zigzagoon goes down, and Apollo goes up to level 8. I do want to be a bit careful, though, because I know I can catch Apollo's levels up pretty quickly, mostly due to the fact that, you know, first gym is Bug-type. So that's what that kind of section at the bottom of the screen is. Like, my badges will appear there as and when I get them. But now we reach the Santaloon Forest. It's not exactly a one-to-one recreation, but it's pretty similar to the Viridian Forest. And we now have Shauna with us for our time here. Also, floor items and TMs are randomized. So I could find a Master Ball. Like, I could go up to a random item and find a Master Ball, or I could find a Choice Scarf, or I could find something completely useless. Anything can happen. So I want to try to pick up everything as much as I can, and a Dome Fossil is very nice to have. A Dome Fossil basically means I get a free encounter later in the game. And what's this? A Cobra Berry. I think that's one of the type berries. Okay, lessens the attack from a super effective flying type move. That could come in handy, and what's our encounter for the forest? We have another Caterpie. Okay. That is dupes, unfortunately. Yeah, that is dupes, so we can actually fight this and go and catch something else. So, I guess we're just gonna trade Tackle back and forth, because realistically, well, I don't have any other moves, and I probably should just use Absol for this, but whatever. I mean, to be fair, if I can get a Butterfree before the first gym, that would be kind of nice. I know that the gym leaders Pokemon are normally level 10 and level 12, so they'll be up to probably like 11 and 13 or something. They'll be either 11 and 13 or 11 and 14. But either way, we should hopefully be okay, because we'll get Butterfree at level 10. And I think it naturally gets Gust at that level as well. So I will call that a pretty substantial win. And I should be in... there's a nice move right here. But what will our encounter be? It will be... okay, a Fletchling. Fletchling is actually really good to have in this game. Mostly because it means you get access to Talonflame. And Talonflame is kind of broken. And I think I've just made a horrible mistake. I hope that catches. Okay. Crisis averted. I think you have a 100% catch rate in this area, but I'm not 100% certain. But basically, I was worried for it for just a second there, because I'm pretty sure Fletchling has Peck by default. And, well, Fletchling is also pretty powerful, and also, you know, Caterpie isn't exactly the most powerful or defensive of Pokemon. Okay, that is actually pretty nice. A lonely-natured Fletchling is kinda good, and I didn't need to worry, it only had Tackle. So, also, fun fact, Tiano will fight this kid. To my knowledge, you can never fight that trainer. As far as I'm aware, you just never fight him. And, yeah, Shauna will stop us here and get us a Paralyze heal. I don't know why I remember that. To be fair, I have played this game a lot in my time. I do really like Gen 6. Now, before I do anything else, because I know this trainer comes at you with a Scatterbug, so I might as well just go and fight him, because this will be another... well, this will just be your standard, hey, this is an early game youngster fight, we're just going to trade tackle attacks back and forth until one of us falls down. Although, to be fair, I think that's a stem you could levy towards. I think you could just replace Tackle with, like, Scratch or Pound or any of the other just, like, weak normal type moves. Just because, realistically, that's kind of just what a lot of early game fights always boil down to. And realistically, I probably should put some time into actually leveling up Moonless here. Mostly just because Absol is really strong. Like, I think it has base 120 or 130 physical attack. I think it's 130, because I'm pretty sure its maximum physical attack is the same as Espeon's special attack. And I know that Espeon has base 130 special attack. I don't know why I have that committed to memory, but, well, I do, so I guess there's a bit of pointless information for you. Okay, let's switch out and send in Absol. However, Absol having access to Detect is kind of nice. Also, one thing I will mention straight away is if this is the first Pokemon game you're seeing me play, which it probably is I'm really bad with names. Like, I'm terrible at thinking of names for my Pokemon, so don't be too surprised if I play a bit loose with the naming rule. Because, I'll be honest, I'm really bad at thinking of names for things, and I really hope honestly, if I... Okay, for a second, I had the genuine thought of just like, I'm going to lose this Absol to a Fletchling, like, in episode 1. But hey, we won. We don't need to worry about that anymore. And let's quickly just talk to Shauna and patch up our Pokemon. Which is kind of nice to... It's a kind of nice little thing to be able to just, you know, have access to. And Pansage. Pansage is a Pokemon that exists, and that is basically all I can really say about it. Actually, as much as I kind of appreciate the fact that I got Fletchling, because having Fletchling for potential Talonflame later down the line is kind of nice, at the same time, I think I would have preferred almost any other encounter I could have gotten in here. Because in here I could have found Caterpie, I could have found Weedle, I think I could have found Zigzagoon, I could have found any of the elemental monkeys, or I could have found a Pikachu. Obviously Pikachu would have been the star of the show. Or, like, that would have been the highest priority, everyone's favourite choice there, but hey. I can't really complain, because Talonflame is broken with Gale Wings. Because this is before they nerfed Gale Wings. So basically you get priority Brave Bird late game. And there's every possibility that I could just get a Choice Band and as well. So I could have potentially Choice Band Brave Bird with, like, guaranteed priority. And that could probably just tear the game apart. However, Pikachu being level 6 is kind of scary, so I'm just going to switch out and go directly to Fennekin. Actually, maybe I could have gotten use out of Absol here. Maybe I could have gotten use out of Absol because it has Calm Nature. And I think it does have slightly better special defense than physical, but either way it won't make that much of a difference. I'll just go for 2 Embers and bring it down, because we don't really need to worry about it. And of course I get a completely unnecessary crit. I love getting crits when I completely don't need them. It happens every time. But with that, Violet is going to be our first evolution of the game, so that is kinda nice. That's because we will get this nice and early, because now that we've hit level 7, we will no longer have Caterpie, and we will now have Metapod. So I think we get a slight bit weaker, but it means we're closing in on getting Butterfree, and getting Butterfree is very much something I want. So let's add Metapod in its place. 10 out of 10, we are on our way. And I'm glad that Metapod isn't going too far into the screen. 10 out of 10, we love to see it. Now, I think there's one more trainer that I can fight in here. Also, I will add the text for Metapod's name in the near future. Like, it will be there for episode 2. And I guess I'll kind of just cycle switch. I'll switch to Moonless, then I'll switch to Apollo. And actually, Play Nice is going to be a bit of an annoying move to deal with, I think. Not because it's a strong move or even a damaging one, but just because that one tiny drop to attack can be annoying. I say that as I have Taunt, but whatever. Okay, let's now switch out to Apollo. Maybe I should actually go to Fletchling, because if I have Fletchling and level that up a little bit, I'd be able to get I'd be able to get potentially 3 really solid Pokemon for the first gym. So I'd be able to have a potential Bug Flying type, a Fire type, and a normal Flying type with access to Fire moves. Because obviously Fletchling does get Fire typing, because it goes from Fletchling to Fletchinder to Talonflame, and yeah, Talonflame was I distinctly remember when this game first came out. I think basically everyone I knew who had Greninja and Talonflame on their team. Meanwhile, I was just here being like, yep, local Fennekin user. And okay, I'll be honest, I don't think I'm gonna need Faint, so I'll get rid of that in favor of Leer. Because honestly, I probably won't need it at any point in the game. I don't think Protect or Detect are that common, and a lot of the Pokemon that would be using them, I probably don't want to have an Absol out against anyway. Like, I know that a lot of the Pokemon that learn Detect are indeed fighting types, which obviously I don't really want to keep a frail Dark type in on. You know, unless the situation really calls for it, I probably don't really want that. However, no wait, I got pressure, didn't I? If I had super luck, okay, maybe I could work with it, because I think I get access to Psycho Cut at one level. I don't actually remember. I know that Absol does get access to a lot of high crit chance moves, and I know it gets access to super luck, but I have pressure, so that's maybe a little bit less ideal. But either way, Absol will hit like an absolute train, but I'll probably put it in the box once I get to Santaloon City, just so I can keep it safe for a while. Because it doesn't get a Dark type attacking move for a good while, and I don't think I'd really need a Dark type until like the 7th gym. Either way, Metapod is probably going to get a decent chunk of experience from fighting these trainers Pokemon. 10 out of 10, we do love Metapod in this house. Mostly because it's, you know, the stepping stone to Butterfree. And honestly, I still just adore Butterfree. It's such a good Pokemon. Okay, the Maranga Berry, what does this do? Because, I'll be honest, I know increased special defense if it's hit by a special move. That seems very kind of useful. I think I'll be keeping a hold of that for probably the late game. And I want to pick that up, but I guess we can't get it yet. Defended by a Pikachu. Okay. Man, I would have loved to have caught a Pikachu. I think I actually do get one more shot at it, though, because I think you can find them on Route 3. I'm pretty sure you can. I think they're like a super rare encounter. They're words. I'm pretty sure they're like the super rare encounter, but I think you can find Pikachu out on Route 3. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you can. Also, I'm pretty sure Shed Skin just didn't activate for us there, but whatever, it will be fine. Because there goes Pikachu, and we can now leave the forest. Because there's no more trainers to deal with, and we are 2 levels away from getting Butterfree. And we will be, we will be doing that as soon as possible, and a rare candy is nice to have. I probably won't need it, because I like just doing grinding normally, but hey, that's potential money if I need it. Because normally in this game you get access... Yeah, in this game you normally get access to the Amulet Coin pretty soon after the first gym. However, well, there's no guarantee I'll get it anywhere in the game. Like, I could just find... Like, I could walk out on this route and find it straight away, or I could find it, like, in Victory Road. So, anything could happen in that regard. So yeah, basically everyone's now going through, like, hey, what do we want out of our adventure? So Tiano wants to learn about Pokemon moves and how they dance, basically. Trevor wants to go and catch Pokemon and finish the Pokedex. And Serena wants to be a strong Pokemon trainer. And then Shauna doesn't really know what she wants to be. Because I think in the anime she became a Pokemon performer, just like Serena does. But, like, you don't see... Well, Pokemon performances aren't in this game at all. And on Route 3 we get... a Bunnelby. I mean, it's not amazing, but hey, I'll take it. So let's just throw the ball and catch it. Let's just throw the ball, catch this Bunnelby, and make our way into Santaloon City, and then I will end off today's episode there, I think. Because, man, we nearly had it. We nearly had everything's caught in with the first ball straight away. I will say, it is kind of interesting how Bunnelby gets access to agility at level 4. Like, I don't know, having access to a +2 move this early is kind of wild. But hey, we managed to catch Bunnelby. I don't really have a name plan for it, which is a bit weird. It's just like, hey, you don't have a name plan for a rabbit? Like, yeah, I don't know, but there's a lot of options, but to be honest, I'm probably not going to use Bunnelby. So, yeah, I feel pretty content just... Okay. We'll be seeing more of them later, because we'll be talking to them, because they are going to be a bit important. And now we're going to get a little bit of a tutorial about Pokemon Centers. So, obviously, in the middle, we have the Pokemon Center and PC. On the left, we can go and change our clothes. And on the right, we have the Pokemart. The person on the left in the Pokemart will sell us all of our normal items, like our Pokeballs, our potions, our healing items. And basically, these secondary guys, they will sometimes sell TMs, or they will sell secondary items. And these are also randomized. So, we can buy ability capsules straight away. That is so broken. That is absolutely disgustingly broken. Okay, you know what? I'm going to keep a hold of this knowledge. I'm going to keep a hold of this knowledge for now. And I might as well quickly go and see what my other customization options are, just for now. And by that I mean I'm taking these little sunglasses off my hat, because I never liked having them there. And we can also switch to our other starting clothes. And basically, you do get customization options in this game. And I will be making some adjustments as I go through the game. But for now, I'll just switch to my secondary options, and save, and end off today's episode here. That was so fast. I love how fast you save in Gen 6. Okay, so, I'm going to end off today's episode here. Tomorrow, we'll be continuing with this, and then Resident Evil will return on Monday. But I'll explain more about that as I go. So, as always, feel free to leave a comment or click any of the buttons down below if you feel so inclined, and I will hopefully see you all tomorrow for more Pokemon Y. Okay, thanks for watching. Later.